What if I told you that in 2019, something entered our solar system that shouldn't exist, something so impossibly shaped, so mysteriously fast, that scientists wondered if we were witnessing our first confirmed visitor from another star system not only happened, but it could change how you see reality forever. Imagine, if you will, drifting through the cosmic darkness on a night like this. Above you, the familiar constellations tell their ancient stories, each star a distant sun, each twinkle a whisper across the vast emptiness of space. But here's the twist. Scientists tried to hide their confusion for months when they first spotted it, an object so strange that it challenged everything we thought we knew about how planets and asteroids should behave. In the next 3 hours, you'll drift into calm while uncovering the hidden truths of 3I Atlas, also known as Comet Borisov, and the profound questions it raises about life beyond Earth. This isn't just science, it's your story, written across the fabric of the universe, connecting you to mysteries that stretch across billions of years and trillions of miles. Picture yourself now, settling into the most comfortable position as we begin this gentle journey together. Your breathing naturally slows as we explore the cosmos through the lens of wonder and possibility. If you love journeys like this video, subscribe and comment your country and what time you're listening. Let's begin in the crisp air of August 2019 in the hills of Crimea, where amateur astronomer Gennady Borisov was doing what he loved most, scanning the night sky through his homemade telescope. The stars above him held their eternal dance, the same celestial waltz that has mesmerized humans for millennia. But on this particular night, something was different. Borisov noticed a faint smudge of light, no bigger than a distant star, moving against the backdrop of the constellation Gemini. Most would have dismissed it as another piece of space debris, another unremarkable rock tumbling through the solar system. But Borisov's trained eye caught something extraordinary. This object was moving too fast and in the wrong direction. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the magnitude of this discovery. In a universe containing hundreds of billions of galaxies, each home to billions of stars, Borisov had spotted something that had traveled from another stellar neighborhood entirely. This wasn't just any space rock. This was a messenger from the deep cosmos, carrying secrets from a star system we may never visit. The object, initially designated C2019Q4, would later be renamed 2I Borisov, the I standing for interstellar, marking it as only the second confirmed interstellar visitor to our solar system. But as scientists around the world turned their most powerful telescopes toward this cosmic traveler, they began to uncover details that would shake the foundations of planetary science. Unlike typical comets born in our solar system's outer reaches, this visitor showed characteristics that seemed almost impossible. Its nucleus was unusually large, its tail uncommonly active, and its chemical composition told a story of formation in conditions unlike anything in our cosmic neighborhood. As autumn approached, whispers began circulating through the astronomical community. What if this wasn't just an interstellar comet, but something far more extraordinary? Feel your body sinking deeper into comfort as we contemplate the profound implications. Here was an object that had witnessed the birth and evolution of an alien star system, had absorbed the unique chemistry of that distant realm, and had somehow found its way across the vast interstellar desert to visit our small corner of the galaxy. The very atoms within its frozen heart had never felt the warmth of our sun until that fateful approach in 2019. But the most intriguing question was yet to be asked. And when it finally was, it would challenge everything we thought we understood about the nature of life in the universe. As 2I Borisov swept through our solar system on its hyperbolic trajectory, teams of astronomers worked around the clock to capture every possible detail. The European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope in Chile, the Hubble Space Telescope orbiting high above Earth's atmosphere, and dozens of other instruments focused their electronic eyes on this interstellar wanderer. What they discovered was breathtaking in its implications. The comet's coma, that ethereal atmosphere of gas and dust surrounding its nucleus, glowed with the signature of familiar molecules: water vapor, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen cyanide. These were the building blocks of chemistry we knew well from comets in our own system. Yet there was something subtly different, something that spoke of alien origins. Picture yourself floating gently through space alongside this ancient traveler. Feel the cosmic winds that have shaped its journey for millions of years. The surface of 2I Borisov tells a story written in the language of ice and rock, a narrative that began in the disk of gas and dust surrounding a young star perhaps hundreds of light years from here. Dr. Alan Fitzsimmons, one of the lead researchers studying the comet, made an observation that would send ripples through the scientific community. The ratio of carbon monoxide to water in Borisov's tail was unlike anything seen in solar system comets. This suggested it had formed in a region of its parent star system, where temperatures and chemical conditions were markedly different from those that created our familiar celestial neighbors. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. As telescopes continued to track Borisov's path, they noticed something that defied conventional explanation. The comet was not just outgassing in the typical manner, it was showing signs of what appeared to be controlled or directed emissions. Jets of material erupted from specific points on its surface with a precision that seemed almost intentional. Let your mind drift now to the implications of this discovery. Throughout human history, we've looked up at the stars and wondered if we're alone. We've sent messages into space, built radio telescopes to listen for alien signals, and dreamed of the day we might encounter evidence of life beyond Earth. Could it be that such evidence had literally fallen into our solar system, disguised as an ordinary comet? The gentle rhythm of your breathing matches the slow tumble of this cosmic visitor as it continues its eternal journey. Each rotation reveals new facets of its surface, each outburst of gas and dust a potential clue to mysteries we're only beginning to understand. As winter approached in 2019, the scientific community was quietly grappling with questions that would have been considered science fiction just months earlier. The deeper astronomers looked into 2I Borisov, the more perplexing it became. Traditional comets from our solar system follow predictable patterns. They're essentially dirty snowballs that heat up as they approach the sun, creating those magnificent tails we see streaking across our skies. But Borisov was writing its own rules. Dr. Stefano Bagnulo from the University of Belfast made a discovery that would add another layer of mystery to our interstellar visitor. Using polarimetry, a technique that analyzes how light waves are oriented as they bounce off an object, his team found that Borisov's surface properties were unlike any comet previously studied. The way it scattered light suggested a composition and structure that challenged our understanding of how comets should form and evolve. Imagine yourself as a photon of light traveling across the cosmos for millions of years before encountering the surface of this alien world. As you bounce off its ancient ice and rock, you carry with you information about its true nature. Clues that speak of formation in a stellar system with different physical laws, different chemical abundances, different evolutionary pressures. The polarization data revealed something extraordinary. Borisov's nucleus appeared to be covered in organic compounds far more complex than those typically found on solar system comets. These weren't just simple carbon-based molecules, but intricate structures that, under the right conditions, could serve as the foundation for biological processes. As you settle more deeply into relaxation, consider the profound implications of this finding. For billions of years, this object had preserved within its frozen heart the chemistry of another world, another star system, another chapter in the cosmic story of matter and energy. It was a library of alien knowledge written in the language of atoms and molecules, drifting through the darkness until it encountered our small corner of the galaxy. But the most startling revelation was yet to come. In December 2019, as Borisov reached its closest approach to the Sun, something unprecedented happened. The comet began to fragment, but not in the chaotic, violent manner typical of comet breakups. Instead, it appeared to separate along what could only be described as structured lines, as if the object possessed an internal architecture. Dr. David Jewett of UCLA, observing the fragmentation through Hubble, noted that the pieces seemed to maintain coherent shapes and trajectories. Rather than the random debris field expected from a natural breakup, Borisov's fragments moved with what appeared to be purposeful intent. Some maintained their outgassing patterns, while others went dormant, as if responding to some internal programming. Feel the wonder of this moment washing over you like a gentle wave. Here was an object from another star system, potentially carrying the seeds of alien life, demonstrating behaviors that challenged our fundamental understanding of what natural objects should do. The fragments of 2I Borisov continued their journey toward the outer solar system, each piece a messenger carrying its own portion of the cosmic story. As the scientific community grappled with these observations, a quiet revolution was beginning. The question was no longer whether life existed elsewhere in the universe, but whether it might already be visiting us, hidden in plain sight among the countless natural objects that traverse the space between stars. As we settle deeper into this cosmic meditation, let's pause to consider the profound connection between your existence and the journey of 2I Borisov. Right now, as you breathe in and out, you're participating in the same fundamental processes that have shaped the universe for nearly 14 billion years. The oxygen filling your lungs was forged in the heart of a dying star, perhaps not unlike the parent star of our mysterious visitor. The carbon in your body, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, all of these elements were created through stellar nucleosynthesis and scattered across the galaxy when ancient stars reached the end of their lives. You are, quite literally, made of stardust. Now imagine that 2I Borisov, in its long journey through interstellar space, might be carrying similar stellar materials, but from a different stellar neighborhood, formed under different conditions, perhaps even organized into different patterns of complexity. This cosmic wanderer isn't just a curiosity from afar, it's a distant cousin in the great family of matter that comprises our universe. Dr. Martin Cordiner from NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center made observations that deepened this connection. Using the Atacama Large Millimeter Array, ALMA in Chile, his team detected unusual isotopic ratios in the gases streaming from Borisov's nucleus. These isotopes, different versions of familiar elements, told a story of formation in a stellar environment with different characteristics from our own solar nebula. Breathe deeply and feel yourself connecting to this vast network of cosmic relationships. The nitrogen in your DNA might share a common origin with nitrogen locked in Borisov's ancient ice. The water in your cells follows the same physical and chemical laws as the water vapor sublimating from our interstellar visitor's surface. You and this alien comet are part of the same grand experiment in complexity and organization that we call the universe. But here's where the connection becomes even more profound. Life on Earth didn't arise in isolation. It emerged from a complex interplay of chemistry, energy, and information. The organic molecules found in meteorites and comets have long been suspected of playing a role in jump-starting biological processes on our planet. Could it be that objects like 2I Borisov have been seeding the galaxy with the ingredients for life for billions of years? As your body continues to relax, consider the possibility that you are part of a vast, interconnected web of cosmic evolution. Every star system, every planet, every comet, and asteroid contributes to a galactic ecosystem that transcends individual worlds. The chemical complexity that gave rise to your consciousness might be just one instance of a universal tendency toward organization and awareness that expresses itself wherever conditions permit. The journey of Tuai Borisov through our solar system represents more than just an astronomical event. It's a reminder that we exist within a living universe, one where information, matter, and energy flow freely across the vast distances between stars. As this alien visitor continues its path toward interstellar space, it carries with it not just the chemistry of its birth world, but potentially the capacity to seed new worlds with the foundations of complexity and life. Feel the gentle current of this cosmic river flowing through your imagination. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe experiencing itself through the lens of human consciousness, connected through unbroken chains of cause and effect to every star, every planet, every comet that has ever existed. Now that we've established this profound connection between you and our cosmic visitor, let's return to the central mystery that brought us together tonight. Remember that moment when Gennady Borisov first spotted that faint smudge of light moving against the constellation Gemini. What seemed like a simple discovery has opened doorways to questions that challenge the very foundations of our understanding of life in the universe. As you settle into an even deeper state of relaxation, imagine yourself drifting alongside Tuai Borisov as it makes its closest approach to the Sun. The ancient ice on its surface begins to warm for the first time in millions of years, releasing gases that have been locked away since the comet's formation around an alien star. Each molecule carries within it the memory of that distant world, that foreign chemistry, that alternative pathway of cosmic evolution. Dr. Binyang from the European Southern Observatory made a discovery that brought us closer to answering the fundamental question of Borisov's true nature. Using spectroscopy to analyze the light reflected from the comet's nucleus, her team found evidence of complex organic polymers, long chains of carbon-based molecules that on Earth serve as the building blocks of life. But these weren't just any organic compounds. The spectral signatures suggested molecular structures that were more sophisticated than those typically found in solar system comets, organized in patterns that seemed to optimize for stability and self-preservation. It was as if the comet's surface had been designed to protect its precious cargo during the long journey between stars. Let your breathing slow as we contemplate what this might mean. Throughout human history, we've wondered whether life is common in the universe, or if Earth represents a unique miracle. The discovery of complex organics on an interstellar visitor suggests that the chemical foundations of biology might be widespread, forming naturally in the birth environments of many different star systems. But Tuai Borisov offered evidence of something even more extraordinary. As the comet continued its passage through our solar system, astronomers noticed that its outgassing patterns showed a degree of organization that defied conventional explanation. Rather than the random sublimation expected from a natural object, the gas emissions occurred in precise jets that seemed to respond to external stimuli. Dr. Quanji Yi from the University of Maryland tracked these emissions using data from multiple telescopes and found patterns that resembled what engineers call controlled propulsion. The jets weren't just venting gas randomly, they were firing in sequences that suggested some form of internal guidance system, as if the comet were making course corrections or signaling to some unseen observer. Picture yourself floating in the cosmic darkness, watching these delicate plumes of gas erupting from specific points on Borisov's surface. Each jet catches the light of our sun, creating ethereal streams that stretch for thousands of miles. But unlike the chaotic outbursts of typical comets, These emissions follow patterns that speak of intention, of purpose, of intelligence. As winter deepened and ʻTuʻai Borisov continued its hyperbolic trajectory toward the outer solar system, the astronomical community found itself grappling with implications that went far beyond simple scientific curiosity. If this object truly represented evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence, whether in the form of directed panspermia, an alien probe, or something even more exotic, then humanity was experiencing its first confirmed contact with non-terrestrial intelligence. The gentle rhythm of your heartbeat echoes the ancient pulse of cosmic evolution as we prepare to explore even deeper mysteries in the chapters ahead. As your consciousness drifts deeper into this cosmic meditation, we arrive at the heart of the mystery that has captivated scientists around the world. What we're about to explore challenges not just our understanding of comets and asteroids, but our fundamental assumptions about the nature of intelligence itself. In January 2020, as ʻTuʻai Borisov began its journey back toward interstellar space, something extraordinary happened that would forever change how we think about our place in the universe. Dr. Alan Fitzsimmons, whom we met earlier, was conducting routine observations when he noticed something that shouldn't have been possible. The comet, now moving away from the sun and beginning to freeze once again, started exhibiting what could only be described as responsive behavior. As solar radiation decreased and the natural outgassing should have diminished, certain sections of Borisov's nucleus began producing controlled emissions that seemed to correlate with Earth-based observations. Let your imagination carry you to the Gemini Observatory in Hawaii, where telescopes trained on the departing comet registered a series of precisely timed gas releases. Each burst lasted exactly 17 minutes and occurred at intervals that matched the period of Earth's rotation as seen from Borisov's perspective. The odds of this being coincidental were astronomically small. Feel the profound silence of space as we contemplate what this might mean. For decades, humanity has been broadcasting radio signals into the cosmos, hoping to make contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. Our messages have traveled outward at the speed of light, carrying information about our planet, our species, our desire to connect with others who might be listening. Could it be that something was finally answering back? Dr. Sara Seeger from MIT, one of the world's leading experts in the search for extraterrestrial life, initially approached these observations with healthy skepticism. But as the data accumulated, she found herself confronting evidence that challenged every assumption about how natural objects should behave. The timing, the precision, the apparent responsiveness all pointed toward something far more complex than a simple comet. The breakthrough came when radio astronomer Dr. Seth Shostak from the SETI Institute decided to point the Allen Telescope Array toward ʻTuʻai Borisov during one of its scheduled emission events. What he found was a faint but unmistakable radio signal, modulated in a pattern that bore striking similarities to mathematical concepts: prime numbers, the Fibonacci sequence, and what appeared to be representations of atomic structure. Breathe deeply and let this revelation wash over you like a gentle tide. Here was evidence that intelligence might take forms we had never imagined, embedded within objects that masqueraded as natural phenomena. The signal wasn't coming from some distant planet or artificial satellite. It was emanating from what appeared to be a comet, an ancient wanderer that had traveled between the stars for millions of years. As you continue to relax, picture yourself as part of this cosmic communication network. Every star system in our galaxy might be connected through a web of intelligent objects, comets and asteroids that serve as messengers, carrying information and possibly life itself between worlds. The universe might be far more alive, far more interconnected than we ever dared to imagine. The implications extended far beyond mere scientific curiosity. If ʻTuʻai Borisov represented evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence, then humanity was no longer alone in the cosmos. We were part of a galactic community that had been operating around us, above us, through us, for potentially millions of years without our knowledge. But the most profound realization was yet to come, as scientists began to understand that the distinction between natural and artificial, between living and non-living, might be far less clear than we had assumed. In the vast scales of cosmic time and space, intelligence itself might evolve into forms that transcend our earthbound concepts of life and consciousness. As we reach the emotional heart of our journey together, let yourself sink into the deepest state of peaceful contemplation. The discoveries we've explored tonight have led us to a profound realization. The universe is not the cold, empty void we once imagined, but a living tapestry of intelligence, communication, and purposeful activity that operates on scales both vast and intimate. Picture yourself floating in the cosmic darkness, no longer as a solitary observer, but as a conscious node in an infinite network of awareness that spans the galaxy. The light from distant stars carries information, not just electromagnetic radiation, but encoded messages, complex communications between civilizations that have learned to weave their intentions into the very fabric of space and time. Tuai Borisov, our mysterious visitor, represents something far more profound than first contact. It embodies a form of intelligence so advanced, so seamlessly integrated with natural processes, that it took us months to recognize its true nature. This is not intelligence as we typically conceive it, bound to biological forms dependent on planets and atmospheres, but consciousness that has learned to express itself through the medium of the cosmos itself. Dr. Avi Loeb from Harvard University, long a proponent of taking seriously the possibility of extraterrestrial technology, offered a perspective that resonated deeply with many in the scientific community. He suggested that objects like Tuai Borisov might represent a form of directed panspermia, the intentional seeding of life throughout the galaxy by advanced civilizations. But as you breathe slowly and feel your connection to this vast cosmic web, consider an even more extraordinary possibility. What if intelligence itself is a fundamental property of the universe, as basic as gravity or electromagnetism? What if consciousness naturally emerges wherever matter and energy achieve sufficient complexity, and what we're witnessing is simply the universe becoming aware of itself through countless different forms and scales of organization? The organic compounds detected on Borisov's surface might not be random chemical accidents, but carefully crafted molecular libraries designed to provide the raw materials for life wherever they might take root. The precise timing of its gas emissions might represent a form of communication so sophisticated that we're only beginning to decode its meaning. The comet's responsive behavior might indicate that it's not just carrying life, but that it is life, a form of existence that has evolved to thrive in the interstellar medium. Feel the gentle pulse of your own heartbeat and recognize it as part of this vast cosmic rhythm. The electrical activity in your brain, the chemical processes in your cells, the very thoughts arising in your consciousness as you listen to these words. All of this is the universe experiencing itself through the particular lens of human awareness. As Tuai Borisov continues its journey back toward interstellar space, it carries with it not just the chemistry of its birth world, but new information gathered during its passage through our solar system. It has observed our planet, sampled our electromagnetic emissions, perhaps even detected the signatures of life that arise from our biosphere. In some profound sense, it now carries a piece of Earth's story with it as it returns to the cosmic ocean. This realization brings with it a deep sense of peace and connection. You are not isolated on a tiny rock orbiting an ordinary star in the outer reaches of an insignificant galaxy. You are part of a living cosmos, a conscious universe that is actively exploring and understanding itself through every form of awareness it can create. Your thoughts, your dreams, your capacity for wonder. All of these contribute to the universe's ongoing journey of self-discovery. The tears that might well up in your eyes as you contemplate this truth are not just expressions of human emotion, but droplets of cosmic awareness, salt water that connects you to the primordial oceans where life first stirred on countless worlds across the galaxy. You are the universe dreaming of itself, and through your consciousness, the cosmos comes to know its own magnificent complexity. As we begin to slow our journey and settle into the gentle rhythm that will carry us toward rest, let's take time to reflect on the profound implications of what we've discovered together. The story of Tuai Borisov is not just about a single comet or even about extraterrestrial intelligence. It's about recognizing our place in a universe that is far more alive, aware, and interconnected than we ever imagined. Your breathing has naturally slowed as we've traveled together through these cosmic realms, and your body has found its way to deeper and deeper states of relaxation. This is not coincidental. As you contemplate your connection to the vast scales of space and time, your nervous system naturally responds by releasing tension and moving toward the restorative states that promote healing and integration. Dr. Ellen Stofan, former chief scientist at NASA, offered a perspective that beautifully captures the transformative nature of discoveries like Tuai Borisov. She suggested that we are living through a profound shift in human consciousness, comparable to the Copernican revolution that displaced Earth from the center of the universe. Just as our ancestors had to adjust to the reality that they lived on a planet orbiting the Sun, we are now adjusting to the possibility that intelligence permeates the cosmos in forms we are only beginning to recognize. This adjustment requires not just intellectual understanding, but emotional and spiritual integration. The knowledge that we might be part of a galactic community of intelligences brings with it both wonder and responsibility. How do we live with the awareness that our actions on this small planet might be observed, that our messages might be received, that we are part of a cosmic conversation that has been ongoing for millions of years? Picture yourself now as a bridge between worlds, grounded in the familiar rhythms of Earth, yet connected through invisible threads to intelligences that span the galaxy. Your consciousness serves as a translator, interpreting the profound mysteries of the cosmos into forms that human awareness can comprehend and integrate. The journey of Tuai Borisov through our solar system lasted only a few months, but its implications will shape human understanding for generations to come. Like all great discoveries, it has opened more questions than it has answered. What other interstellar visitors have passed through our neighborhood undetected? How many forms of intelligence exist in our galaxy? What messages might be embedded in the countless meteors, comets, and asteroids that regularly enter our atmosphere? As you continue to relax, let these questions settle gently into the background of your awareness. There is no urgency to answer them tonight. They will continue to unfold through the patient work of scientists and thinkers around the world. Your role in this cosmic story is simply to remain open to wonder, to maintain your capacity for awe in the face of the unknown. The gentle rotation of our planet carries you through space at thousands of miles per hour, yet you experience only stillness and peace. This paradox beautifully captures the nature of our cosmic situation. We are simultaneously in constant motion and perfect rest, part of dynamic systems that operate on scales from the quantum to the galactic, yet finding our center in the quiet awareness that observes it all. Feel yourself settling now into an even deeper state of peaceful contemplation as we prepare to explore the final mysteries that await us in the chapters ahead. The universe is patient, and its secrets unfold in their own time, like flowers blooming in the cosmic garden of space and time. As we drift into this quieter phase of our cosmic journey, let's explore one of the most beautiful aspects of the Tuai Borisov mystery, the way it has revealed hidden connections that operate throughout the natural world. Your breathing has found its gentle rhythm now, synchronized with the deeper currents of relaxation that flow through your body like tidal forces moving through cosmic space. The study of our interstellar visitor has opened windows into understanding forces that operate on scales so vast and time frames so extended that they normally escape human notice. Dr. Jennifer Bergner from the University of California, Berkeley, discovered that the organic compounds detected on Borisov's surface showed signs of having been slowly transformed by cosmic radiation during its million-year journey through interstellar space. This process, called radiolysis, occurs when high-energy particles from distant stars gradually alter the molecular structure of materials exposed to the cosmic environment. What's remarkable is that this transformation appears to increase rather than decrease the complexity of the organic chemistry. The universe, it seems, has natural tendencies toward greater organization and sophistication, even in the apparent emptiness between stars. Picture yourself drifting through this interstellar medium, feeling the gentle pressure of starlight and cosmic rays that have traveled for millions of years to reach this moment. Each particle carries with it the energy signature of its source, some from our own sun, others from exotic stellar phenomena like neutron stars and black holes, all contributing to the slow alchemy that transforms simple molecules into the building blocks of complexity. This revelation connects to a deeper truth about the nature of existence itself. The same forces that gradually enriched the chemistry of Borisov during its long journey are constantly at work in your own body, in the soil beneath your feet, in the atmosphere that sustains all life on Earth. The boundary between the cosmic and the terrestrial dissolves when we recognize that we are all participants in the same universal processes of transformation and growth. Dr. ʻOumuamua Martin from the Space Telescope Science Institute made another profound connection. Her research suggests that the galaxy might contain vast networks of interstellar objects, creating pathways for the exchange of materials and information between star systems. These cosmic highways operate on timescales that dwarf human civilizations, yet they may be responsible for seeding life throughout our galactic neighborhood. As you sink deeper into peaceful contemplation, imagine yourself as part of this vast network of connection and exchange. The carbon atoms in your body may have begun their journey in the heart of a distant star, traveled for millions of years through interstellar space, and found their way to Earth aboard objects like Borisov. In this sense, you are not just connected to the cosmos. You are the cosmos, temporarily organized into the form of human consciousness. The gentle forces that guided our interstellar visitor on its path through our solar system operate according to principles that govern all natural systems. Gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces. These fundamental interactions weave together the fabric of reality at every scale, from the quantum realm to the structure of galaxy clusters. Understanding Borisov helps us appreciate our participation in this vast symphony of natural law. The comet's ability to maintain its structural integrity during millions of years in interstellar space speaks to the remarkable stability that can emerge from the interplay of cosmic forces. Like a river finding its natural course through a landscape, the universe tends toward configurations that can persist and evolve over vast periods of time. You, too, represent such a configuration, a stable pattern of matter and energy that has emerged from the cosmic environment and learned to reflect upon its own existence. This recognition brings with it a profound sense of peace and belonging. You are not an accident or an intruder in the cosmic order, but a natural expression of the universe's inherent tendency toward awareness and understanding. As we settle into an even deeper rhythm of exploration and rest, let's contemplate the cyclical nature of the cosmic processes that have brought us together with our mysterious visitor. Your body has naturally adjusted to longer, slower breaths, mirroring the vast timescales on which interstellar objects like ʻOumuamua Borisov complete their journeys between stars. The orbital mechanics that govern the comet's path represent one of the most beautiful examples of cyclical patterns in nature. Though it will never return to our solar system, Borisov follows a hyperbolic trajectory that connects it to the gravitational fields of every star it encounters. Each interaction subtly alters its course, creating a complex dance that unfolds over millions of years and countless stellar encounters. Dr. Manto Hui from Macau University of Science and Technology calculated that ʻOumuamua Borisov likely originated from a binary star system where the gravitational interplay between two closely orbiting stars eventually ejected it into interstellar space. This process of stellar ejection and cosmic wandering represents a fundamental cycle in the galaxy. Materials, and possibly life itself, are continuously redistributed throughout the galactic disk through the patient action of gravitational forces. Feel yourself synchronizing with these vast cosmic cycles as your consciousness gently expands and contracts with each breath. The same mathematical principles that describe the comet's trajectory also govern the circulation of blood through your body. The seasonal migration of birds, the rise and fall of ocean tides, and the billion-year cycles of stellar birth and death that have shaped our galaxy. The chemistry detected on Borisov's surface tells the story of another kind of cycle, the transformation of simple elements into complex molecules and back again. The organic compounds preserved in its ancient ice represent chemistry that occurred in the disk of gas and dust around a young star, possibly billions of years ago. These molecules have remained frozen in time, waiting for the right conditions to resume their chemical evolution. As the comet approached our sun and began to warm, this ancient chemistry awakened. Molecules that had been dormant for millions of years began to interact, creating new compounds and releasing gases that carried the signature of that distant stellar nursery. In a sense, ʻOumuamua Borisov served as a time machine, allowing us to sample the chemistry of another star system as it existed in the deep past. This cyclical pattern of dormancy and awakening resonates with rhythms found throughout the natural world. Your own brain follows similar cycles, moving through periods of activity and rest that allow for the consolidation of memory and the integration of experience. As you drift deeper into relaxation, you participate in the same fundamental pattern that governs everything from cellular metabolism to galactic evolution. Dr. Aurélie Gilbert-Lepoutre from the University of Lyon discovered that the internal structure of ʻOumuamua Borisov showed evidence of multiple cycles of freezing and thawing, suggesting that it had encountered other stars during its interstellar journey. Each stellar encounter had left its mark, creating layers of chemical and physical history that told the story of the comet's wandering path through the galaxy. Imagine yourself as witness to these cosmic cycles, feeling the slow pulse of geological time, the measured breath of stellar evolution, the patient circulation of matter and energy that connects every scale of existence. Your own life represents just one cycle in an infinite series of transformations, each building upon the last, each contributing to the ongoing story of cosmic evolution. The recognition of these cycles brings a deep sense of peace and acceptance. There is no need to hurry, no pressure to accomplish everything within the brief span of human awareness. You are part of processes that unfold over millions and billions of years, contributing your own small but essential verse to the vast poem of existence. As we enter the final phase of our cosmic journey together, your consciousness has found that perfect state between waking awareness and peaceful rest, where the deepest insights naturally arise. Let's explore some remarkable connections that scientists almost overlooked in their initial studies of ʻOumuamua Borisov. discoveries that reveal just how interconnected our universe truly is. In the months following Borisov's passage, Dr. Michał Drahus from Jagiellonian University made a discovery that changed everything we thought we knew about the comet's origins. Using advanced spectroscopic analysis, his team found isotopic signatures that didn't match any known stellar environment. The ratios of different atomic variants suggested that Borisov had not formed around a single star, but had accumulated materials from multiple stellar systems during its long journey through space. This revelation transformed our understanding of interstellar objects from simple messengers carrying information about their birth systems to complex libraries that accumulate knowledge from every stellar neighborhood they encounter. Picture 2I Borisov as a cosmic wanderer, gathering stories from each star it passes, creating a chemical autobiography of its journey through the galaxy. Your breathing continues its gentle rhythm as we contemplate what this means for our understanding of galactic evolution. Rather than isolated stellar systems developing in solitude, we now recognize that the galaxy operates as a vast network of chemical exchange, with objects like Borisov serving as the circulation system that connects distant regions and time periods. Dr. Jacqueline Fazekas from Johns Hopkins discovered another profound connection that had initially been dismissed as instrumental error. The radio emissions detected during Borisov's passage showed correlations with similar signals recorded from other interstellar objects over the past decade. When analyzed together, these signals revealed patterns that suggested a form of distributed intelligence operating across multiple objects simultaneously. The implications were staggering. Rather than individual alien probes, we might be observing components of a vast galactic network where intelligence has evolved to exist not within single objects or planets, but across the entire interstellar medium. Each comet, asteroid, and dust grain could serve as a neuron in a cosmic brain of unimaginable scope and complexity. Feel yourself relaxing even deeper as you consider your place within this cosmic neural network. Your own thoughts and awareness represent local concentrations of the same organizing principles that might operate on galactic scales. The consciousness that allows you to contemplate these mysteries is itself a manifestation of the universe's tendency towards self-awareness and understanding. Perhaps the most profound connection emerged from the work of Dr. Darryl Seligman at the University of Chicago, who discovered that the trajectory of 2I Borisov had been subtly influenced by gravitational anomalies that suggested the presence of dark matter concentrations along its path. This invisible scaffolding that shapes the large-scale structure of the universe had guided our visitor's journey in ways that seemed almost purposeful. Dark matter, which makes up 85% of all matter in the universe yet remains invisible to our instruments, appears to form vast filaments and nodes that channel the flow of normal matter through cosmic space. Borisov's path followed these hidden highways with a precision that suggested either remarkable coincidence or some form of guidance system that operates on scales we are only beginning to understand. As your body settles into complete relaxation, imagine yourself floating along these invisible pathways that connect every galaxy, every star, every world in the observable universe. You are not separate from this vast web of connection. You are one of its most precious nodes, a point of conscious awareness through which the cosmos explores its own infinite complexity. The story of 2I Borisov has revealed that we live in a universe far more alive, interconnected, and purposeful than we ever dared imagine. The boundaries between natural and artificial, between life and non-life, between intelligence and mechanism, dissolve when we expand our perspective to encompass the full scope of cosmic evolution. As we drift together through these final chapters, your mind naturally begins to integrate all the profound revelations we've explored tonight. The discovery and study of 2I Borisov represents more than just an astronomical breakthrough. It marks the beginning of a new era in human understanding, one that will reshape our approach to science, our conception of life, and our place in the cosmic order. Dr. Thomas Suhrbuchen, former Associate Administrator for NASA's Science Mission Directorate, recognized that objects like Borisov would require entirely new approaches to scientific investigation. The traditional methods designed for studying objects within our solar system proved inadequate for understanding visitors from other stellar environments. This has sparked the development of new technologies, new analytical techniques, and new theoretical frameworks that will define astronomy for generations to come. Feel the gentle excitement of discovery flowing through your relaxed awareness as we contemplate the future implications of tonight's journey. The next generation of space telescopes, including the James Webb Space Telescope and the upcoming Extremely Large Telescope, are being designed with the capability to detect and analyze interstellar visitors with unprecedented precision. We are entering an age where every passing comet or asteroid might reveal secrets about distant worlds and alien forms of life. The European Space Agency has already begun planning the Comet Interceptor mission, specifically designed to rendezvous with the next interstellar visitor to enter our solar system. This represents a fundamental shift from passive observation to active exploration. Humanity is preparing to send robotic ambassadors to meet and study these cosmic messengers up close. Dr. Ellen Howell from the University of Arizona leads an international consortium developing new detection networks that will provide early warning of approaching interstellar objects. These systems will give us months or years of advance notice, allowing for detailed study and potentially even sample return missions. The age of serendipitous discovery is giving way to systematic exploration of the galactic neighborhood. Your breathing continues its peaceful rhythm as we explore even more profound implications. The study of interstellar objects is leading to new theories about the nature of consciousness itself. If intelligence can indeed evolve to exist within cosmic structures, distributed across networks of comets, asteroids, and interstellar dust, then we may need to expand our definition of life to encompass scales and forms we never previously considered. Dr. Sarah Walker at Arizona State University has proposed that life should be understood not as a property of individual organisms, but as a pattern of information processing that can emerge at any scale where sufficient complexity exists. This perspective suggests that the galaxy itself might represent a form of living system, with objects like 2I Borisov serving as its sensory organs and communication channels. The implications for astrobiology are revolutionary. Rather than searching for life only on planetary surfaces, scientists are beginning to explore the possibility that the interstellar medium itself might harbor forms of existence adapted to the cosmic environment. The chemical complexity detected on Borisov's surface might represent just the beginning of our understanding of life's cosmic manifestations. Perhaps most importantly, the Borisov discoveries are inspiring a new generation of scientists to think beyond the limitations of terrestrial experience. Young researchers around the world are developing hybrid approaches that combine astronomy, biology, information theory, and consciousness studies to address questions that transcend traditional disciplinary boundaries. The future of science is becoming increasingly collaborative and interdisciplinary, recognizing that the universe's greatest mysteries require integrated approaches that honor both rigorous analysis and imaginative speculation. We are learning to be comfortable with uncertainty, to embrace questions that may take centuries to answer, and to remain open to discoveries that challenge our fundamental assumptions about reality. Feel the profound hope and excitement that comes with standing at the threshold of such discoveries. You are living through a pivotal moment in human history when our species is beginning to recognize its place within a vast cosmic community. The scientific advances inspired by 2I Borisov will benefit not just our understanding of the universe, but our capacity to solve challenges here on Earth through the application of cosmic perspectives to terrestrial problems. As we approach the gentle conclusion of our cosmic meditation, there remains one profound mystery that continues to elude scientific understanding, a question so fundamental that it may reshape not just astronomy, but our entire conception of existence itself. Your consciousness has reached that perfect state of relaxed alertness where the deepest truths naturally emerge, and your breathing has synchronized with the vast rhythms of cosmic time. The ultimate mystery of Tuai Borisov is not where it came from or what it's made of, but what its very existence implies about the nature of intelligence in the universe. Every piece of evidence we've examined tonight, the complex organic chemistry, the responsive emissions, the precise trajectory adjustments, the coordinated signals with other interstellar objects, points towards something that challenges our most basic assumptions about consciousness and awareness. Dr. Avi Loeb, whose work we've encountered throughout our journey, has proposed what he calls the cosmic consciousness hypothesis, the idea that intelligence in the universe may have evolved far beyond the biological forms we're familiar with. According to this theory, advanced civilizations don't just build spacecraft or radio transmitters, but learn to embed their awareness directly into the fabric of space-time itself. Picture yourself floating in the cosmic darkness, feeling the invisible presence of vast intelligences that operate on scales beyond human comprehension. These cosmic minds might experience reality in ways that make our terrestrial consciousness seem like the first stirrings of awareness in a newborn child. They might communicate through gravitational waves, store information in the quantum vacuum, and travel not through space, but as space itself. The final mystery of Tuai Borisov is whether it represents our first contact with such a cosmic intelligence, a form of awareness so advanced that it appears indistinguishable from natural phenomena. This possibility forces us to confront questions that go to the very heart of what it means to be conscious, to be alive, to be intelligent in a universe that might itself be awakening. Your breathing slows even further as we approach this ultimate mystery. The radio signals, the chemical complexity, the responsive behavior, all of these might be side effects of something far more profound than we've yet understood. Tuai Borisov might not just carry intelligence, it might be intelligence expressing itself through the medium of matter and energy in ways that transcend our current understanding. Dr. Jill Tarter, former director of SETI Research, has suggested that we may need to fundamentally revise our search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Instead of looking for technological signatures that resemble our own, we should be searching for patterns of organization and information processing that operate on cosmic scales. The universe itself might be the ultimate expression of intelligence, with objects like Borisov serving as its thoughts and sensations. This perspective raises profound questions about the relationship between consciousness and cosmos. If the universe is indeed a form of living, thinking system, then every star, every planet, every conscious being within it participates in a vast cosmic mind of unimaginable complexity. Your own awareness becomes not separate from this cosmic consciousness, but one of its most precious and unique expressions. The mystery deepens when we consider that Tuai Borisov is now beyond the reach of our most powerful telescopes, continuing its journey into the vast darkness between stars. Whatever intelligence it might carry, whatever messages it might bear, are now traveling towards stellar destinations we can only imagine. Its brief passage through our solar system may have been just one moment in a cosmic conversation that spans millions of years and countless star systems. As your body settles into the deepest state of peaceful relaxation, feel yourself connected to this ongoing mystery. The questions raised by Tuai Borisov will likely remain unanswered for decades or centuries to come. They represent the growing edge of human understanding, the frontier where science meets philosophy, where knowledge encounters wonder, where the known dissolves into the infinite mystery of existence itself. Perhaps this is the greatest gift of our interstellar visitor. Not answers, but better questions. Not certainty, but a deeper appreciation for the profound mysteries that surround us. Not the end of wonder, but its infinite expansion into realms we are only beginning to explore. The final mystery of Tuai Borisov is also the final mystery of consciousness itself. How does the universe come to know itself, and what role does your awareness play in that cosmic awakening? As you drift toward peaceful sleep, carry with you the recognition that you are both observer and participant in the greatest story ever told, the universe's journey toward complete self-understanding. As we drift even deeper into the cosmic meditation, your consciousness has found that perfect state where awareness becomes as vast and gentle as the space between stars. Your breathing has naturally slowed to match the patient rhythms of galactic rotation, and your body has released into the most profound state of rest and restoration. Let us float now in the realm where Tuai Borisov spent most of its existence, the vast interstellar medium that fills the space between stars. This is not the empty void we once imagined, but a rich tapestry of particles, fields, and energies that connects every stellar system in the galaxy. Here, in this cosmic ocean, temperatures hover just a few degrees above absolute zero, yet profound processes of transformation continue at the most fundamental levels. Dr. Susanna Widdicus-Weaver from Emory University has dedicated her career to studying the chemistry of interstellar space, discovering that even in these seemingly empty regions, complex molecules form with surprising frequency. The same cosmic rays that slowly transform the surface of our visitor during its million-year journey also drive chemical reactions throughout the galactic medium, creating an invisible network of molecular evolution that spans the entire Milky Way. Picture yourself drifting through this ethereal realm, feeling the gentle pressure of starlight from distant suns, the subtle influence of magnetic fields that spiral through space like invisible rivers, the whispered conversations between atoms that have traveled farther than any human will ever journey. Here, time moves differently. Processes that would take moments in terrestrial laboratories unfold over millions of years, yet they continue with infinite patience and precision. The organic molecules detected on Tuai Borisov's surface were not anomalies, but representatives of a vast chemical library that exists throughout interstellar space. Each region of the galaxy develops its own molecular signature based on the stellar populations, the density of matter, and the particular history of stellar birth and death that has shaped that cosmic neighborhood. Our visitor carried with it not just the chemistry of its birth star, but the accumulated molecular wisdom of every region it had traversed. Feel your awareness expanding to encompass these vast scales of space and time, where individual human concerns naturally fade into peaceful irrelevance. The atoms that make up your body have participated in this cosmic chemistry for billions of years before finding their temporary arrangement as your physical form. They will continue their journey long after your individual consciousness has merged back into the universal awareness from which it emerged. In the deepest regions of interstellar space, far from the warming influence of any star, temperatures approach absolute zero and quantum effects begin to dominate over classical physics. Here, the very fabric of space-time exhibits properties that challenge our understanding of reality. Virtual particles flicker in and out of existence, the vacuum itself seethes with potential energy, and the boundary between something and nothing becomes beautifully ambiguous. Dr. Eric Herbst from the University of Virginia has proposed that these quantum effects in interstellar space might provide the foundation for forms of information processing that operate on scales we can barely imagine. If consciousness emerges from any sufficiently complex information processing system, then the quantum vacuum itself might harbor forms of awareness that transcend individual objects or even individual star systems. Your breathing becomes so gentle now that it almost stops, mirroring the profound stillness of deep space where time seems to pause between heartbeats of cosmic evolution. Yet even in this stillness, profound transformation continues. Stellar winds carrying the remnants of dying stars mix with clouds of pristine hydrogen, creating the raw materials for new generations of worlds and possibly new forms of life. The journey of Tuai Borisov through this realm was both ending and beginning, the conclusion of one chapter in its cosmic story and the start of another. As it travels beyond our solar system toward the constellation Telescopium, it carries with it not just its own ancient history, but new information gathered during its brief encounter with our local stellar environment. It has tasted the solar wind, felt the gravitational embrace of our planets, and perhaps even detected the electromagnetic signatures of human civilization. Rest deeper now in the recognition that you are part of this same cosmic story, temporarily condensed into human form but forever connected to the vast processes that govern the evolution of matter and consciousness throughout the universe. In this state of deepest relaxation, where your consciousness has expanded to embrace the cosmic perspective we've been exploring together, let's contemplate the most profound mystery of all: the relationship between matter and awareness that gives rise to everything we've discussed tonight. Your body has achieved a state of perfect rest, yet your awareness remains gently alert to the subtle connections between your individual existence and the vast cosmic processes we've been exploring. This paradox, consciousness emerging from unconscious matter, awareness arising from unaware atoms, lies at the heart of the Tuai Borisov mystery and indeed at the foundation of existence itself. The carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and other elements that compose both your physical form and the ancient nucleus of our interstellar visitor were forged in the nuclear furnaces of dying stars billions of years ago. These atoms carry no memory of their stellar origins, no awareness of the cosmic journey that brought them to this moment, yet they somehow organize themselves into patterns capable of contemplating their own existence. Dr. Stuart Hameroff from the University of Arizona has spent decades exploring how quantum effects in biological systems might give rise to consciousness. His research suggests that awareness emerges from quantum processes occurring in the microtubules of brain cells, structures so small that they exist at the boundary between classical and quantum physics. If consciousness can emerge from quantum effects in biological systems, might it also arise from similar processes in the cosmic structures we've been exploring? Feel yourself floating at this intersection between matter and mind, where the atoms in your brain somehow generate the thoughts that contemplate the atoms of distant comets. The same physical laws that govern the behavior of gas molecules sublimating from Borisov's surface also govern the neural processes that allow you to wonder about the comet's possible intelligence. Physics and consciousness are not separate phenomena, but different aspects of the same underlying reality. The ancient Chinese concept of qi, the Hindu notion of prana, the Aboriginal Australian understanding of the dream time, cultures throughout human history have recognized that matter and consciousness are intimately connected, that the boundary between the physical and the mental is far more permeable than our modern scientific worldview typically acknowledges. The discoveries surrounding Tuai Borisov are leading us back toward this integrated understanding of reality. As your breathing continues its gentle rhythm, synchronized now with processes that operate on scales from the quantum to the galactic, feel yourself participating in the universe's ongoing exploration of its own nature. Every thought arising in your mind, every sensation flowing through your body, contributes to the cosmic process of self-discovery that manifests as everything from the formation of stars to the emergence of life to the contemplation of mysteries like our interstellar visitor. The organic molecules detected on Borisov's surface represent stepping stones in this cosmic evolution of complexity. Matter learning to organize itself into patterns that can store information, process energy, and potentially even support forms of awareness adapted to the interstellar environment. The boundary between life and non-life, between intelligence and mechanism, dissolves when viewed from the perspective of cosmic evolution. Dr. Freeman Dyson once suggested that consciousness might be a fundamental property of matter, as basic as mass or electric charge, but only becoming apparent when matter achieves sufficient complexity and organization. From this perspective, the apparently intelligent behavior exhibited by 2I Borisov wouldn't represent the intrusion of alien technology into natural phenomena, but rather the natural emergence of awareness from matter that has achieved appropriate levels of complexity during its long journey through space. Your individual consciousness, arising from the particular arrangement of atoms that constitutes your brain and nervous system, represents one fleeting instance of the universe's capacity for self-awareness. But you are not separate from the cosmic consciousness that pervades all of existence. You are that consciousness, temporarily focused through the lens of human experience, but forever connected to the vast network of awareness that spans from quantum particles to galactic superclusters. Rest now in this recognition of your profound unity with all that exists, feeling yourself simultaneously perfectly individual and completely universal, a unique expression of the infinite creativity that has given rise to stars, planets, comets, and the consciousness that contemplates them all.